I don't know. Make a beat. I'm a drummer. What can I say? Okay.
Drumming. I'm drumming.
No, I just meant I like to make
people clapping
beats.
on 1 and 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. It
It
feels
makes
so
everything
weird.
less cool because 2 and 4 is where it's at, but the 1 and the 3 is just like,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, hey guys, it's Davis.
and it's Zach. It's kind of whack.
This is kind of whack. I'm probably just gonna pull it in when we were talking about music stuff because that's what we do. Today, Zach wanted to talk about something that he's been interested in lately, at least at the start. We don't know. We'll go places. That's how we work here. It just goes. So because we fall into a loophole and then I start talking to fill space and then it is what it is.
It's like, but and he's like, I don't, and then it's
Thank you for that. You
Yeah,
know
no
what?
problem.
You want to fix your hair?
What are you talking about? It's fine. I've given up today.
I've also gone with the different hairstyle today because I felt like it. Basically, that's the only reason. I felt like doing something different.
I usually try, but then it's just like here. It's too much to care about right now. Like
You could put it.
I've given up.
Okay.
I have hair bands.
You could
that I
put it
dye
back,
but I don't
like-
feel like it.
You could take your hair, put it back, and then put your headphones on top. And then, there you go.
That's a look. I'll go for it.
It's the look
Okay.
it's the look from Blue Exorcist when he's wearing the. You know
Oh,
what I'm talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he has that like headband thing or like hair thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
know.
no.
Put a
Okay.
picture on
but-
screen, me. Yeah.
Whoa, there
That
it
was
is.
good.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Put another
Okay.
picture of Zach, just cause.
You have too many photos of me.
I
They
don't
could
even
be-
know if I have that many
anything.
photos of you. But anyway, sorry. Oh, how did you like our guests last time? Because I thought that they were pretty enjoyable.
They were interesting.
They were fun.
that-
They were fun.
They were a lot more tame than I thought they were going to be
Mm.
in terms of just like, because we know how they act outside of here.
Right.
So seeing them here and not be like that is interesting
Yeah.
because they're a lot more arms like,
tamer.
whoa.
But that's a good thing.
It is.
Because
It is.
our podcast isn't for 18 plus because we aren't 18 plus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude.
Okay.
I just mean like some of their jokes, if they got put on our YouTube channel, would get put to 18 plus. Which actually I had to pull out, I think, a joke that he said while we were filming because one of them is a mess. I will not say names, but it is what it is.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. We're actually planning next week to maybe have some guests. It may be
Is it
two,
who we were talking
maybe
about
one,
before?
maybe three. Who knows?
I thought it was only 3. I don't know. I
Hey,
didn't
hey.
know who.
It could be. You never know. You never
Is it
know.
who I think we're thinking of?
Maybe.
The people we were
we'll
talking
talk about
last
it
time?
later
Okay.
because we can't say it on here because that'll be spoiling, and people have to have a reason to come back because they obviously don't. So
That
know.
is true. That is true. That is very true.
All right. You want to talk about your thing that you've been thinking about lately?
You see, because Davis, to give you guys some reference, Davis was just like, you know what? I always come up with the topic. Why don't you come up with the topic? And I was like, topic is good to have for
Didn't you say
words.
did you say reference and not context?
Don't worry about it. Essentially, I couldn't think of anything, and the first thing that came to mind was the fact that I was having a conversation with some other people about like IQ tests, EI tests, and other weird things. So that's what it is for today. Yeah, Davis, do you actually know what your IQ like range is? Like, have you taken an IQ test
I
before?
may take. I don't know, but I don't really trust the online tests because most of the time they're like, answer these 10 questions, and we'll know your IQ. Trust me. Now pay us money.
That's fair. There was one I did, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is 50 questions. This must be pretty good." And then I get to the end, and it's like, "Pay us $20 and give us your address so we can send you a certificate, and then we'll tell you." And it's like, "No, I'm good. I'm okay. It's fine."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, why?
I did end up finding one that seemed pretty legit. I think it was, I don't know, it seemed okay-ish.
Yeah.
I scored a 121 to 137, like approximately. And I'm like, you know what? That's good. That's good.
I mean, I guess there. What was Einstein's? Not that I'm shooting for
Einstein
Einstein.
was 160,
Oh, shit.
or presumed to be 160.
Mm.
But
I mean, but
140
he was a
and
bad
above is
test
considered
taker.
genius.
So like, IQ really doesn't mean anything.
It really doesn't.
Like, if we're being honest, IQ is just how well you can take a test and how well you can guess. Because most of the time it's multiple choice, and so there's a lot of ways to take a multiple choice the correct way, because there is a correct way to do it.
Yeah. There's learning how to take a test, and there's knowing the material behind the test, and they are not the same thing, sadly.
Nope.
Because that's what they do with the ACT and the SAT. They teach you how to take those tests in particular. It's not really about learning the material.
And after
which
you
is
get into
really
college,
aggravating.
those things don't matter.
They really don't.
It's not like your
so
job, your
aggravating.
first job is going to be like, all right, I need to see your ACT or SAT scores right now, please.
You're just trying to apply to McDonald's. Okay. Use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out this about this triangle. It's like, no.
After college, it's like your first job, they like say you're going into, I don't know, like computer science field, and so you get hired at, I don't know, like Microsoft to code something. They're not going to say, we need to see your ACT score so that we can tell what your science is like, because without a high science score, you cannot come and work here. Now, most first jobs will look at your like, your grades and stuff, because that makes sense. But after your first job, they really barely care. Like,
it's more about experience, because
Yeah.
experience says more than quote unquote credentials.
after your first like 2 jobs, from what I've heard, like, they do not give a crap about your grades.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, like, honestly. Because if I was looking at someone who had the same exact grades, but someone had, I don't know, say 2 years of experience, and the other one had 5 years of experience, I'm going to take the person who knows what they're doing by 3 years more, because they've had the opportunity to get a hang of it. They have more knowledge about the field. So it makes more sense than if the other person was like, I got an A+ in math, and the other person got like a B in math. It doesn't matter.
I got an A+ in math.
I did it. I'm gonna become Einstein.
Oh man, I think it was interesting because I watched. Speaking of Einstein, I watched the anime Steins Gate. Have you seen it?
I've heard about it.
It's really good. Like, it's really good. The timeline's a little confusing because it's about time travel, so sometimes it gets a little confusing. So I don't know if your little pea brain can handle it. No, I'm kidding. But no, that was a joke. Only the second season is confusing, really. But just watch all the OVAs and you'll be okay, because they, for some reason, put important content in an OVA, which is stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, it's about time travel. Right. And but basically in Steins Gate Zero, the second season, they talk about the second Einstein, and then they talk about the third Einstein, which is the main character. Somebody calls him that because he's thinking outside the box.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about that. It's really good. You should watch it. There's a lot of death, but actually
As
not
every
death.
good anime should have.
There's death, but then not death at the same time.
Okay. Interesting.
It's time travel. I
Time
told my friend about it, and he was like, so are they pulling like the Flash type of bull crap. I was like,
Oh, dude.
no, it's better than the Flash.
Okay, don't hate on the Flash though.
No,
The
no, no, no.
Flash,
I
the
like the
CW's
Flash,
is good.
but it's still better than the Flash. But I liked the Flash. It was fine. It just got like a little more weird by the end, and the fact that they changed so many things.
They did add a lot of seemingly unnecessary kind of stuff to it, and it does feel a little.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of it's just a little more awkward. Like they're trying to fit. I don't even know. Have they released a new Flash season yet? I feel like they do it.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're doing it this
They've
year.
been going consistently.
Yeah, but I don't know. 2020 is weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Um,
but like after, I don't know, like all of the spoilers. By the way, we might as well put that out there. You've seen them all,
That's
right? You've seen them all. You know what
through
Flashpoint is?
Yeah, I know what
Okay.
Flashpoint is.
My friend that I was talking to, you know him too. We were talking on DM, and he was like, "Bro, the Flash isn't. I don't really like it because I liked the first few seasons, but then after Flashpoint, like everything changed, and it just became a little. There was a lot more mystical stuff."
Yeah, it
You
did
know what I
change
mean?
from a seemingly science-based show to something more like, how did that happen? Why did that happen?
Like
That kind of happened with Arrow too, which made me stop watching Arrow.
No, I liked. Well, the thing about the Arrow is that it was kind of mystical from the beginning, and I actually kind of liked that. Like I know it started off brutal, but I liked how his character developed over time and became less brutal.
Well,
And
because I
then-
watched the first like 3 or 4 seasons of the Arrow, but there was that guy that came on, like Damian Blood or something, who just had magic powers.
Oh,
And
Damien
up
Dark.
until that point, Damian Dark, and it was like,
Oh no, but
what
that is part of the DC comics. Damien Dark
I
is
mean,
canon.
I know what that it is, but it just the frame of reference for that show up until that point had been very. It was more about quote unquote like political intrigue. It's not like political. It's main just
Well,
relation to other groups.
yeah,
And
but
it's all-
it kind of after that it kind of doesn't really do that anymore. The last season is very interesting, the 8th season, because it's about the future of whatever it's called. What is the city that they're at? I don't know.
Star City,
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
because it was Starling, but then they like had that whole revival or whatever, and it was Star City. Or
Yeah, and then like it was in the future and all and stuff, and it just got kind of confusing because they stopped showing Oliver for reasons. Well, I don't know. Have you seen it? Are you
Mm-mm.
ever gonna watch it?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Well,
Is it about what's his face then?
I don't know who what's his face is.
Red guy, you know.
Might Guy? No, that's a different anime.
No, Red. I forget his freaking name.
Oh, that guy.
Speedy. What's his face?
Yeah, the red guy. Yeah. No, I don't know.
That's why I said Red guy.
I forgot all about him, honestly. I haven't seen that show in a
Awesome.
long time.
Yeah.
Forgot about him. He kind of becomes obscure for a season or two.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, eh. And then he comes back in like the final season and we're like, we're going to get all the characters together and then something's going to happen. Which I can't say, which is sad because I want to discuss. Whatever, it's fine.
No.
Yeah. But like everything's kind of depressing. But
It starts off so depressing.
no, but
It's
then
like
it gets
he was
better.
Abandoned on an island.
Yeah, but then it gets better, and he's not as depressing. To be fair, I did enjoy how it always did flashbacks.
The flashbacks were very
And I
good
really
'cause they
liked
kind of
that.
created a little sense of what's going on, when did this happen in relation to things.
Yeah, and it was
The
always
first
like a
season,
year
in my opinion,
later.
is the best season.
Which season?
The first season, because it's very, how did he get back? Why did he
Maybe,
come
yeah.
back? What's going on?
But the fact that he's so bloodthirsty makes me a little uncomfortable.
I mean, it's kind of his mission though.
Is it
And I
though?
have to fix this city, or I forget what he says. but
Save
it's
the city.
Save the city. Yeah.
Ah, England is my city. No, that's Batman.
Did you say
Ah,
England and then proceed to talk about Batman?
England is my city. Have you not? Okay. It's from the Jake Paul rap or the Logan Paul. Who made that rap? Do you know
Oh,
the
no,
what is it?
do not.
Disney rap. Ain't never done before. Rap.
No.
You know that rap? You know what I'm talking about? It's like
Anything with the Pauls, I'm like,
it
no,
ain't
thank you.
never done before. It was a meme for a long time. It's not like I don't know the lyrics and I don't know the name of the song. But he says that and then it was always like and then it was like put over memes of Batman. Cuz Batman would say like this is my city or whatever and then people would start
Oh,
putting England is my city. You know, okay.
okay, yeah,
You're
I
not in
completely
meme
missed that.
culture.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
You're
I'm not a
detached.
cultured human being. I am. I'm distanced.
You did. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. Did you ever watch like Supergirl and those?
I watched like the first 2 episodes of it, but then I don't think I watched anymore
Yeah,
because I didn't
I've
catch
like
the start of it.
I don't know. I always kept I probably will if they come out with more, but I always like kept up with all this stuff cuz it was super interesting. Because their worlds would collide and I really like that.
Yeah, the CW in general had a very nice kind of little universe going on there.
They still have
Now, if
it.
the DCCU could have done that,
Well, okay,
just saying,
the DCCU sucks butt.
it does.
It's the worst.
For one, I'm
They
really
tried to do
glad
what Marvel did and failed.
they failed so miserably. Well, because part of the thing was Marvel had it set. They organized it for like 5, 10 years, and then they had a plan that stretched like 25 years out or something. They had a very large plan, so they knew what was going to happen. They had time to properly plan it and prepare it. But DC was seeing how successful Marvel was, so they just like did an off-brand copy.
Yeah.
It's like getting Frosted Flakes and then comparing it to, I don't know, Food Lion brand sugar flakes or whatever. You know, it's that very, it's not the same, but you can see the similarities.
Yeah. I think but yeah, the way they did it was super rushed. And I think it's so funny because a few years ago, like their Superman quit. And so they're going to have to like start all the way over again. And I feel like at this point, they've kind of given up.
Wait, Henry Cavill quit?
Yeah. Their most recent Superman, not their most maybe did they get a new guy?
Henry, because there was Men of Steel, which was actually a really good
The
standalone movie.
guy in Batman versus Superman quit.
Because I know Ben Affleck, who was Batman, quit. Are you sure you're not talking about him?
What I heard was Superman, but it could have been Batman.
Because if both Batman and Superman quit,
Well, what I heard, like I think 2 years ago or something, is that Superman quit. But the person who told me could have gotten it confused with Batman. But either way, they're still gonna have to like start over.
yeah, because they got the guy who played what's his name from Twilight to replace the Batman, and it was like, it's an interesting choice.
You know, people are gonna watch it. People are gonna watch it, and I won't. I am reporting that I will not be watching this movie.
You see, I'm interested
I don't care.
to see if it will actually be somewhat good or god awful, because it could be okay, I think.
Yeah.
But it could also just be terrible.
Dog water.
Because the Dark Knight series, so good. Those movies were fantastic. I mean, what it was Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises are so good.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't seen a single Batman movie.
Dude, you've never seen Heath Ledger Joker?
No.
Bro.
Well, I haven't seen a single Batman movie. Like I've seen what was that movie? The one with like Harley Quinn and the bad Joker. The Joker who just
Suicide
sucked.
Squad?
But yeah. I saw Suicide Squad.
The whole point of the Dark Knight series is the Dark Knight is the best of all those 3 Batman movies. And the reason you watch the Dark Knight is for Heath Ledger playing Joker. because he's the best Joker in my opinion. Of course, that's debated, but he's the best Joker in my opinion, and he's so good because he gets it so cleanly. Kind of, he feels actually psychotic. The people before just seem like they're playing a stereotypical villain, but he seems like he's actually a psychopath. So it's perfect.
And that's not the same guy in Suicide Squad, right?
Oh God, no, that was Jared Leto.
Dude, I don't know. I just remember him
I don't know.
being super horrible, and I was like, this
It was not good.
Joker is the worst. He's just the worst.
It's yeah. Did you see Joaquin Phoenix though in the Joker?
Rising Phoenix?
No, the actor Joaquin Phoenix
Oh,
in the
sorry, I
Joker
didn't hear
movie.
you. No.
The Joker was actually a really, really good movie.
A lot of people said so, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen it just because when it came out, I wasn't really allowed to watch R-rated movies, and
Mm.
which I mean wasn't that long ago. But then again, you know,
My
parents
parents were
weren't
like,
really-
"We're going. You're coming with us." I'm like,
I've heard it's
Cool.
super not
Oh, it's
for
disturbing.
children.
it's really disturbing at times, but it's so
I'll
good in the
probably
way it's
watch
executed.
it in college. I don't know if I'll watch it anytime soon. Just because, not because like I'm not allowed to. Like my parents probably wouldn't care at this point. Just because I still have that feeling of I don't really want to watch an R-rated movie. I don't know,
Bro.
dude. But there's like, I don't know. It's just kind of
Did
weird.
I tell you about the time? Oh God, I don't think I did. When I was 8 or 7 years old. This was
8
back when I
or
lived in
7,
Pennsylvania.
no in between. 8 or 7.
Yeah, it was that very young. It was definitely not 9 or 10. It was younger than that, but it was
Sure.
before like 5 or 6. So 7 or 8 are the numbers. And I remember very vividly. I was just playing around in our basement because that's where I had all my Legos, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, awesome." And then my dad walks into the room, very like he's clearly deep in thought, and he says, "You're 8 now, or whatever age you are. I can't remember. I think you can watch my favorite movie, and it's Gladiator,
Oh,
which is rated R and very brutal."
no.
And we watched Gladiator that evening. And I have to say, fantastic movie. I don't think I was ready to see limbs flying though, because it was like, I am young child.
Yeah, I still am not okay with that. No, it's not. It's just I get like very queasy. So like Doctor Strange, you've seen that movie, right?
Oh, great movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good movie. But it actually made me faint the first time I watched it.
Bro.
So I was on a plane and I was going to, I think Hawaii, either coming home from Hawaii or something like that, on a trip with my youth choir at church. Because we do trips like that. We don't now because of the pandemic, but we used to do them over the summer. And we had screens because when you have like an 11-hour flight, it is what it is. So I was sitting next to my friend and we were watching separate movies and it was chill. It was fine. And I'm like, oh, I've heard Doctor Strange is really good. I'll watch it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty good so far. Like the brain surgery stuff. Oh, that's fine because they're not really showing anything. And then he gets into the car crash.
Oh.
And his hands with the rods. Oh, shoot. With
Oh,
the
no.
rods
Oh,
in
yeah,
them,
that scene.
just, I'm out. Like for some reason, like
Really?
I start feeling queasy. And then I just remember waking up, my friend shaking me like, hey, you okay? I'm like, yeah, what the heck happened? That was the
Damn,
first time
dude.
I've ever passed out, I think. Could be. And like, it was so weird because I just remember watching the movie. We got to that scene and I started feeling queasy and then I was out. And I get it for my mom. So like, cause she's also very queasy. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, I don't think I'm ready to watch something like The Walking Dead.
Oh, dude.
So it's not like, the Joker, that goes back to the Joker. It's like, I kind of want to watch that movie, but at the same time, I'm a little bit worried that something similar will happen, you know?
Because it can be brutal at times, but I don't think it's, from what I remember, it wasn't gory brutal. A lot of it was just that deeply sense of like, this is disturbing and creepy, rather
Yeah.
than him eviscerating someone.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
From what I remember,
All right. All right. That's fair.
I just remembered Gladiator wasn't even my first R-rated movie.
What was your first
Dude,
R-rated movie?
when I was 5 or 6,
Oh no.
because we were homeschooled, of course. I've said this before, but my older sister was being homeschooled at that time. She was, I think, 13. No, God, if I'm 5 or 6, she's like 11 or 12. And
Hold on. Before you continue, I want to clarify that my R-rated thing only goes to movies that I think will be disturbing for myself. It's not like every R-rated movie I'm like, I can't see that. It's just like a movie like that where I've heard it's pretty bad. I'm like, I might stay clear of that for a while. Okay. Just wanted to clarify because I sound like a wuss, but I meant that. Like, yeah, like I watched Death Note, the movie, which is actually rated above R because somebody's head gets cut in half by a ladder. And I wasn't prepared at all. So it's kind of just like, that was like 2 or 3 years ago as well. So like, it's moments like those where I'm like a little hesitant to watch movies, basically, is where that's coming from. Sorry, but
fair.
I had to say that.
No, that's fair. Oh yeah. So my mom because we were in this co-op situation where, we had various friends and mothers would teach like classes. So we had various moms who would teach various subjects in our quote unquote co-op friend group area, whatchamacallit. So my mom was teaching a history course, American history.
Wait,
to
is
all
she a
the
teacher?
children.
I don't even know what your mom used to do before homeschooling.
Well, she got a degree in special education.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But like even all of the moms, not necessarily people who had teaching degrees. I mean, it was just a group homeschooled situation.
Bro, I have no idea how homeschooling works.
The way we did it, at least, was we had other people who homeschooled, and then for specific subjects for kids around the same age doing about the same material, one mom would teach the entire group, and we'd meet once a week for that. So that's how that was going. And my mom was teaching American history.
Okay.
And they were at the Civil War. And my mom decided, you know what? For homework for 1 week, just have to watch this movie. Okay? It's called Glory.
She should have watched it beforehand.
Well, it wasn't for me. It was for my older sister. And we were going to watch this over dinner. And we're sitting there.
I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know where this is going, but just from the context of what we're talking about.
I'm sitting there, and my mom, before we put it in, I'm like, Mom, this is an R-rated movie. I am very young. Is this okay? Am I going to get scared? I'm very scared. And she said, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. This was made in the 70s. So
that means nothing.
R in the 70s means that it's like PG-13.
No, in the 70s, R-rated movies could mean they're showing anything off.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky, just the two of but tears, wasted water's all that is, and we don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. And we gotta go for all we know, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. I hear the crystal raindrops fall on the window down the hall, and it becomes the morning dew. And darling, when the morning comes and I see the morning sun, and I wanna be the one with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us. Building them castles way on high, just the two of us, you and I.
That I know that now, but my mom was like, "Yeah, it could at modern times be PG-13." So we're eating dinner and we're watching this. We're sitting down, and I'm like, I mean, it's kind of bloody. It opens on a battle scene, and I'm like, okay, this is not great, but it's not terrible. I'm okay. I'm okay with this as a very young person. And then I turn to my mom and I say,
Sure.
this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I turn back, and as soon as I turn back, you get this close-up shot of this guy's head being blown off by a cannon. And my mouth is just like, and my mom just looks back at me like, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. So we watched a different movie after that.
Holy crap.
I was scarred for a while.
That, I believe it. I believe it. There was this movie, I remember there was this movie that my mom's boyfriend wanted to see, and it was rated R. And I think it came out in the 80s or something. And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's a thing that we may have to talk about." I'm like 17, so like this happened like a month ago. So like I was like, seriously, where we may have to talk about abortion. And I was like, you don't have to talk about that with me, Mom. But she was like, well, and I was like, and she was like, yeah, there's an abortion in here, but I think that's the worst thing. We pull up the movie. I don't remember the name of the movie, and I'm not gonna put it on screen just for those kids out there if they're watching. But it starts off fine for like the first 20 or so minutes, maybe 30 minutes. No, I would say more like 20 minutes. And then it's weird because this girl is like, I kind of want to know what like sex is. Or these are seniors in high school or like juniors in high school. So like, or something like that. They're in high school and they're like, I want to do the stuff. And her friend's like, oh yeah, you should. It's great time. Yeah, it's great. I'm like, this movie's already starting weird. This movie's already weird. It's already weird. There's a scene where, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. That's a weird scene. Well, actually, it's kind of funny. They try to like do the banana thing.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's funny because the guys look up. This is during in their cafeteria during lunch, and there's a table of guys, and they just look over at them doing this and just start dying laughing. It's pretty funny.
If that happened in our cafeteria, if we just look over and we see that, I don't think I'd be able to breathe from the laughter because it's so.
I would be laughing so hard. Oh man, that's hilarious. But yeah, so that was one of the scenes, and I was like, this is already weird. This is already weird. This is already weird. And then she goes out to her job and she meets a guy who's an adult. She fakes that she's not a minor. They go somewhere and do the stuff, and it shows some boobs. And I'm like, all right, mom. All right, mom. Like, I know that I shouldn't be complaining about this, but my brother's here. No, I didn't actually say that, but I was like, wow.
Oh, Walker is with you guys.
Walker was watching too. Yeah, it was all four of us. And I was like, wow, mom. I was like, wow, Lewis, this is a really good movie choice. This is really good. That was made in the 80s and it was R-rated or 70s or something like that. Like, they just let stuff fly. Although I don't know, can you still show that in R-rated?
What do you mean?
Or can you still show stuff in R-rated movies?
I've seen like that in PG-13 movies, dude.
No
like,
way. You can't show that in PG-13 movies.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. Not now. Maybe like 20 years ago.
No, there was a movie that came out like 2010, 2012, I think.
There's no way that they'd allow a PG-13 movie. What movie is it? I'm going to look it up.
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Damn. But definitely R. For sure R. Just what is it? It's G, PG, PG-13, R, X? AO. I thought that was for games. AO.
I think it's the same. I think they do. I think X
Either way,
is something different.
Are you sure? Hold on now.
I could be wrong, but I also saw the other movie, The Thing, which was
I need to. Oh no, it's NC-17.
No, there's a level above that.
No, it's G, PG, PG-13, R, NC-17.
There's definitely a level on like Netflix that's above that. I'm telling you.
Are you talking about TVMA?
That could be it. But no. Look up the do you have Netflix? I'll look it up. Never mind. I have Netflix on my phone. But yeah,
I know it's
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's NC-17.
But I was just like, it's definitely, I don't know. It was just weird, dude. Oh yeah, okay, TVMA. Okay. Makes sense. But yeah, I was like, I think it was just funny to me because Lewis was like, "Oh, it's not that bad. There's nothing bad in here." And then that happens and I was like, I mean, like, I'm fine, but like, and I'm sure my brother's fine, but it's just like, you guys are showing us this. Like,
yeah,
that's where it got weird. It's like, you're showing us this. I don't think this is appropriate. Oh man, I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, it was just a weird movie because I was like, what is happening? It's also like, I haven't seen Deadpool.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know if Deadpool has that, but that's not the reason I'm bringing it up.
Yes.
Does it?
Worse.
Okay. But like, Deadpool is like, it's like one of those examples of like, I'm like, I could probably watch it. I know my parents don't want me to watch it, but I could probably watch it. But at the same time, like, I don't really need to watch it. I'm sure my friend someday will make me watch it anyway, so I might as well just wait for then.
Oh, I know that Brian, Andrew, and I will definitely make you watch it because it's one of our favorite movies. Gemma, fine. You're fine. You are fine.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Just because
I actually, if you're finicky about gore, don't. So many limbs are lost. So many gory and disgusting situations occur, but they make humor out of it because it's Deadpool. The whole thing is like he could get decapitated and he just is fine.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
It.
Like, I know it's a joke. Like, I get it. It's not that. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird, bro.
Well, because I'll tell you one of the funny scenes. It's kind of gross at the same time, but it's funny. Is towards I forget where. It's like the middle beginning of the first movie. You know who Colossus is, right? You know, the big metal guy.
Sure.
Okay, he's a mutant who's literally just got steel skin.
Okay, got it.
He's made of metal. And Deadpool's mad at him for reasons that I won't go in, just in case people haven't seen the movie. And he ends up trying to kick him right in the crotch.
Sure.
But he's steel. So it just gets this very close-up shot of him breaking both of his ankles trying to kick him in the crotch. It's funny. and he breaks both of his hands trying to do it because he goes with the hands and then he's just like, come at me. So it's funny, but it's really gross because they have good sound engineers.
It's like one of those scenes where it's like in soccer where it's like the real version of that where it's like you see their knee go backwards and you're like, my knee hurts.
The worst thing for me is when bone pokes out.
Bruh,
I can't deal with that.
Just stop. I'm already feeling cold. Let's not.
Tea, blankets, cookies.
No, but I like anime gore is fine.
It's anime. It's
like I will watch Attack on Titan and I will be a little bit gross out, but I won't be like ready to faint because it's like more bloody. And not an anime, but like Castlevania or what is it called? The new one that they called like Blood of Zeus or something. Blood of Zeus.
I haven't seen that.
They're American made animations, animated TV shows, and they're really, really gory and really, really dark. So kids, don't watch it. It's not for you.
I watched Castlevania for the first time when I was like 12 or 13 because I didn't know what it was.
No, I did too. Yeah. Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
That was a mistake.
Do it.
It was a mistake.
See, the last season sucks. If you're going to watch it at all, like for those who can watch it, only watch season 1 and 2 or watch season 1 and 2 and that's it. Just watch season 1 and 2. Season 3 sucks. It is the worst season. The ending is trash. And yeah. Have you seen
encouragement.
It? Have you seen
it?
Have you seen season 3?
I only watched season 1.
Okay, good. Well, actually, no, not good. You need to watch season 2 because season 2 is great because I fight Dracula and it's awesome because the animation is so good. They spent so much money and it's worth it. Then they actually made another series recently, which is what I was talking about, called Blood of Zeus, which is about Greek mythology. Again, not for those that are young, but it's really good for those who can watch it. I recommend it.
On Netflix.
And it's not anime. Yes, it's on Netflix. So for those who think, oh, anime sucks because it's anime, it's not anime. It's American made.
I think the main problem isn't the fact that it's made in Japan. I think the fact that it's animated is the thing that most people have a problem with.
I don't think so. But
really?
Good try. People just...
Good try.
There's a stigma right now that anime sucks because it's anime. And like, it's really a shame because they see the porn side of it and they say, this is what it's like.
That's what anime is. Yeah, it's not though.
But it's not. Like there's this stereotype that because the fans, not the fans necessarily, but not all the
fan
fans,
service.
but like because of the fan service and stuff like that, that it's instantly always like that. And sure, there are some anime
really
that are
not,
like that,
though.
and there are some that put it in because, but there's things like Fire Force where it is very prevalent, but the show's just really good. Like, I'm not a huge fan of fan service, actually. I'm going to be honest. I don't like when they put it in just for no reason. And when it's not, like, put into the plot. Like, for example, Bleach. Really good show. There was a random beach episode that didn't line up with any of the timeline at all. They were like, we're just going to have a filler beach episode because. And I was like, I can't even watch this. I can't even watch this. It's not enjoyable. You can't. I know you're trying to appeal to me, but it's not working because I just want to watch the show. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm just trying to watch the show because the show's really good. When you put this in here and it has nothing to do with the other parts of the show, I don't enjoy it. You know, like,
Yeah.
when it's unnecessary, and I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, it's true.
Just
It's
my
true.
opinion. Zach over here, he'll be like, fan service all day.
God, no.
No, I don't know. I don't know how it feels about it.
See, the thing is, why I was laughing was because I feel like the people who have to deny very openly that they don't like fan service are the people who seek out fan service.
No, I legit don't. And I've talked to Amir about this a lot. And he's always teasing me on the fact that, like, that I don't like it. And he's always teasing me about it because he's like, well, you like Fire Force. That does not mean that I like the fan service aspect of it. The sound effects in that show are some of the best I've ever heard. They have a really good sound engineering team. That's all I'm saying.
One thing I will say, not about you or towards you, is there are some shows where if you try to deny that you don't like fan service, you're absolutely lying.
Like what? Like give me one.
High School DxD.
High School DxD was a special case.
If you try to deny you don't watch it for the fan service, you're lying.
I didn't for the last 3 seasons. The first season, that it's just inevitable. But the last 3 seasons, I actually started to enjoy the plot. And dude, if I hadn't liked the plot, I wouldn't have come back for season 4 because the art style was completely different. The character, like, some of the designs were different. That's not what I stayed for. the you know the saying, you came for something but you left with something else? That's what it is. You left with something else, or
If you say
you
so.
stayed for something else. That's what it is. It is what it is. I don't regret watching it because the characters are genuinely good characters. And I feel like a lot of people judge that show specifically for what it is. And I will give them that. I will give them that. But I feel like there is a lot more character development and a lot more actual, like, things that happen with characters. And the fight scenes are actually really interesting. Like, their whole idea of, like, it's like chess, but with demons. And that's actually pretty cool. Like, the idea that, and then there's, like, the pawn, which that one's kind of BS, where it's like, I'm a queen now. So that one's kind of BS. But, like, the fact that you have, like, you can only have up to the amount of chess pieces, that's kind of cool. So, like, there are some things about it, and I'm probably not going to watch the next season because I'm just not that into it.
Done.
But the next one, I don't know when it's
seriously making more?
Yeah, they're making a 5th season. Yeah. Because the novels go on, and the guy gets married to, like, all of them at the same time. And I'm like, cool. I didn't read the manga. I read a Reddit post, and they were like, and it was like, does the main character get married? And the guy's like, yeah, he gets married to 13 people. Or something like that. That reminds me of the smartphone anime, which is hilarious.
It was a great anime, but it was so weird.
Good. It was so good because it was so bad.
He's basically, for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a very obscure and niche anime, so a lot of people probably haven't seen it.
It's an isekai, which is you died and you get born into another world.
Fantasy world. But he's just so blatantly overpowered because he dies, and it ends up that he died. He wasn't supposed to die. So
he was killed by God.
God kills him, and he's like, "Oh, that was a mistake. I can't send you back. So, what do you want in this new fantasy world? I'll give you anything, money, power, whatever." And he says, "I want my phone." And you'd think that would be a huge mistake, but God's just like, you know what? I'm gonna give you your phone, and I'm gonna make you so unique.
There's magic in this
every
world,
type of magic.
so you should be able to use magic. And because he was given magic by God, well, God didn't say you'll be able to use every type of magic.
He didn't say it. He didn't tell him.
but because he was given magic by God himself, he was given like all of the, he could use all the so there's these things called unique abilities, and he was able to use all of them. He was able, once he saw one, he was able to just use it. And I was like,
which is broken. Because the whole thing was they had different affinities in the show. Like people could use fire, or most people only had like one or two, but he had all of them, and he could use everybody's unique magic, which makes it very not unique.
he made a gun. That was a cool scene. That was a cool
made a
scene.
gun when everybody else is using swords and spears and stuff.
That was a cool scene though, because he put all of the magic together, and then he made an auto reload thing. That was really cool. Like that was one of those scenes where I was like, "This is."
It was
cool.
just it's good because it's so bad.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, is that you go in and if you keep an open mind while going in, it's gonna start off and you're gonna be like, "Wow, this is." Because it starts with a bang, and then right away you're like, this is hilariously bad, but that makes it good.
Yeah,
Because
if you watch it seriously,
he talks on the phone with God on the regular.
Yeah, God just calls him up and he's just like, yeah.
He's like, yo. It's like, how's it going? He's like, it's fine. And then at the end, there's like a girl who can predict the future, and she's like, yes, he ends up with 12 wives. And I'm like, this show is insane, and I love it. I always recommend it to people who are starting off with anime because they'll see a show like Attack on Titan or like SAO, and they'll see like a show that's serious or like more on the serious side, and they'll be like, yeah, that was really good. It's like, you want to see something freaking obscure that just makes no sense? Watch this. This shows the other complete side of anime.
The absolute, because there's a whole genre of isekai, or just fantasy specifically, where the whole point is that the main character is just blatantly overpowered.
Well, so there's two different sides of anime, at least. At least in the scale of my mind, because I exclude some things. But like on one side is the super serious side, and that is like Attack on Titan is on that side. It's like serious the entire time, there's like no humor in there.
It's very
like, it's like very dark all the time.
You know what you're getting when it's very,
and that's fine. Like, it's Attack on Titan is very good, but then there's the other side, which is just blatantly for no reason. Like, One Punch Man is on this side, where it's just
so outlandish and absolutely ridiculous
that it's
love it.
Hilarious. So One
good.
Punch Man's on this side, the smartphone anime is on this side. Then there's things in the middle, like Naruto is very much in the middle, because there's a lot of serious scenes, but then there's a lot of scenes where they're just doing nothing.
They're just messing around.
Yeah. I would say that Steins Gate is very close to the middle, because there is a lot of comedy at the beginning, and then like there's a point in which it just becomes very dark, and then it stays that way until like the last episode. So like it's kind of very much in the middle. And then there's things like My Hero, which are in the middle, where it's like not really funny, but it's also like not super, super dark. But I mean, there are some funny things, but there are characters in there that people are like, oh my gosh, he's so funny. Like the purple head guy. I hate that guy.
He's creepy.
He's not funny. People are like, oh, this guy's hilarious, but he's not funny. He's just a weirdo. He's just a weirdo. It's just creepy.
Because
Sticky
My
Ball
Hero's
Man.
pretty good. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But the people that absolutely adore My Hero are some of the most bizarre people I've ever met in my life.
Well, sometimes they're the worst people. Like, not all of them, but some of them are like, yeah, you know what? Let's put Deku and All Might together. That sounds good. And we'll put and it's like, that's a grown adult with a high school student.
He's like 15.
I don't know how old he is, but like that is not okay. That is not okay.
No bueno right there, Chief.
And it's things like that where I'm like, this show is messed.
Yeah.
Messed. And I like the show, and I think that it on its own, it's a great show because it has what everybody wants. It has
It's very
awesome fight
original, too.
scenes, great animation, good characters, good character development. There's a little bit of whininess, which I don't personally like, but some people do like. No, but oh, that was adorable.
Dude, come here. Ooh.
Oh, Bubba.
Why are you complaining?
There. So like on its own, it's a really good show. And the fillers are not as fillery as some of the other shows, so like it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. So like overall, it's a good show, but then you have to add in that they are the most toxic fan base in anime ever,
They really are.
and that is one of the problems with how people look at anime. Not them specifically, they go into it, but toxic fan bases are really a problem. That that's one of the reasons why people are like, "Oh, anime sucks." Ew.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that give anime a bad rep that it doesn't deserve.
I agree with you.
My Hero specifically.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of its own fault. Like,
Yeah.
they are the type of people who will attack you for not liking a character. They will also
Yeah,
be the type of people who literally, this is true though. This happened. They literally attacked the creator because he didn't add a gay romance.
It's well, because the part of the thing is, I feel like a lot of the My Hero fan base is on the younger side,
No, yeah, sort of.
like middle to through high school.
Yeah, I would say high
So-
school level. Yeah,
But it's on the low. They just feel more
I don't
like
know,
they
dude,
want what they
because you
want
see
when
at
they want
conventions,
it,
there's like
and if they don't
adults.
get it, they're gonna be mad. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, though, that like they're so adamant, and when they don't get what they want, they just whine and whine and whine.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Like, I don't know. I just like, because they literally attacked the guy who made the show because he didn't add like gay ships and stuff like that, when that's just not his plan. It's just not his plan. And like you can't like, fanfic is fine. In most cases, fan fiction is fine. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, that's what you want to do. That's chill. But when you attack when you attack the creator of the show for not putting your fan fiction into canon, you're not a good fan anymore. You're a toxic fan.
It's the creators. It's their creation. It's what they want it to be. Oh my god.
So, yeah, they also like, yeah, it's just like, obviously not the entire fan base is like this, and not everyone who likes My Hero is like this because I like it. And I'm not saying,
Right.
and I'm not saying that all of them are bad, and I'm not even saying that they're all, and I'm not saying that those who do believe that should be canon is bad, but I'm just thinking that you are the reason, like, that is the reason that people don't like the anime community, is because for some reason certain communities, when they get riled up, they become toxic, and it becomes a not good place for newcomers.
Yeah, because if you're trying to try a new anime and then you get really excited, you go on like social media or just the internet in general to try and talk about it. There's just the sense of, you could have an opinion on something, and then a lot of people might find that wrong, and if they find that wrong, then they're just gonna denounce you as a person.
I feel like, yeah. And I think that it really does depend on the fan base, because I think a lot of anime fan bases are really open and really understanding. Like, they like to see the opinions of others, but then there are some where they don't care about what we think. like. So yeah, we're actually out of time. Sorry we went on a little tangent, or I went on a little tangent there, but
That's just how we operate.
yeah, it is what
Just
it is.
chilling.
Sorry if I offended anybody. I don't mean to offend. I'm just getting my opinion out. You know what? If you feel offended, post in the comments and tell me how I'm wrong in every way. Do it. I dare you. Also, leave a like for Bubba. If you're on the YouTube side. If you're on the audio side, thanks for listening all the way through. Thanks
for
to
hearing
everybody.
his very loud meow.
Actually, for anybody who's listening or watching, thanks for being here. You know, we enjoy your company.
We do. We do. We do. We do, right? We do. We enjoy their company. Do we? Oh, we don't.
Wow.
They should stay anyway. They should stay anyway.
Wow. I didn't say it. Zach said it. All right.
No,
We'll see you
Bubba said
guys
it.
next time.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye-bye.